3, 2, 1. We are live. We got Mr. HifiVega with us tonight. Good friend of mine. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Kicking it with Andy. Literally.
Aren't you the guy that came up with that name?
I helped. I mean, it was pretty obvious, though. It was pretty obvious, right? It would have landed there. I felt like no matter, it had to land there.
Exactly. I mean, kicker with Andy, it works.
Right.
But let's get the intro going so everybody can get their seats. And I know you guys got questions for Rob, so make sure you think of something good for us. And we'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
Let's get it.
With Andy, kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy.
Uh-oh.
Kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy.
Okay. I see what we're doing. Kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud. Hey, yo, we kicking it with Andy at the house. He's coming to you live from the casting couch. He's a kicker freak. Hey, yo, what you think? So grab a seat and get your favorite drink. Don't go nowhere, you'll be glad you waited. Andy content comes highly rated. He got more hits than a Brooklyn mobster, doing hair tricks in the Cookie Monster. Straight give you goosebumps like you ticklish. Hey yo, rest in peace to Chris the Fish. So get your popcorn and he's going live, but the show don't start till Deviant arrives. What?
John K. rolled up to learn some sound effects. Met some good peeps, now we chillin' relax. The after show is lit, yo, check the live chat. And there's a clip, you wanna try that. Kicking it with Andy is such a dope show. He stays super positive and a super chill bro. Making us laugh with his McGill memes. Quality content in all of his streams. Why does Cookie Monster bang harder than a wall? Cause he was the big brand name that started it all. Kick a bass so low that it's messing with your psyche. Y'all running sketcher while my homie running Nike. My homie running Nike. My homie running Nike. My homie running Nike.
Hey yo, Johnny, have a seat, relax. We got this next one. Yeah. Hey yo, check me out. Third verse like that, we say the best for last. Drop a super chat to get your questions asked. 5K subs, yo, he gon' hit. Got a L7X and a Recon kit. Tuesday and Friday, yo, we on the set. Unless he get that Patreon check, go ahead, subscribe, and he's on the mic. If you gotta run by, please hit the like. Solo and Wiz got that fish tank filled, but is he ever gonna finish that Walmart build? Ain't got a witness, so we'll never know. That was 3 minutes, now enjoy the show. Let's go.
My homie running Nike.
Hey yo, Andy, we love you, boy. Keep doing your thing, King. You got this.
My homie running Nike.
Show that we need to have the schedule. If we do, I'll blame it all on Third Error and you.
Oh, what the heck, StreamYard?
No.
Hey, it works.
Yeah, resize this.
It's always StreamYard, man. Thank you for joining me tonight, Mr. HifiVega himself, the guru, the tool, CCA guy, whichever way you want to look at him. This guy's been in YouTube, what, 8 years now? That's crazy.
Something like that, yeah. It's been a while.
That's awesome. And this guy here, he's about to actually be on Kicker Unmasked, not Kicking with Andy, but yeah, we do giveaways here too. He's going to be there next week at Stillwater, right?
In-house, in person.
Man, that's awesome. Now, is it a little vacation away from the wife and the kiddos and all that stuff? Or, what else you got planned?
We don't have kids no more. They're adults, but the wife is coming. She's going to join me. She's going to hang out, check out the Kicker studio. So it should be a fun time. She has been to Kicker, I think maybe before I even started my YouTube channel. So we went there one time before, but not since. So she hadn't got to see the actual facilities outside of the little entrance.
That's awesome. I wish I was that close to Kicker. You've been there, what, 4, 5, 6 times, give or take? It's
probably 4 or 5 times, yeah.
It's like as much Bobby goes to Disneyland, it's in his backyard practically.
Nobody keep up with Bobby.
No.
No.
Oh, man, that's going to be awesome. And to do the giveaway live at the studio, it doesn't get much better than that, man. And a complete $1,500 Kicker system. And if you guys haven't entered that giveaway, I will drop that link right now. It's going to have giveaway at kicker.com. Our actual giveaway is not working. Oh, you know what? I did the wrong thing for that. Oh, shoot. That's okay. Either way, I'll get that going whenever you start talking for a while, and I'll drop your giveaway there. But our giveaway for tonight's show is going to be the link in the comments. It's going to be pinned, and I'll drop it as much as I can for you guys. We had a little mix-up on the the rigging.
Listen, like the $1,500, you can get a pretty sweet Kicker system for $1,500, and like it depends on which way do you want to go. Like, do you want to go super bass heavy? Do you want like a balance system? So you've got some wiggle room in there. Obviously, I mean, you could just pick up a quad box, I guess. Put a little in on it and get a quad box.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, we can make. I'm sure they can possibly make it work. Now, making it work in your car is the question. That's just making it work fit wise, power.
Yeah, you gotta have an SUV. Yeah, I don't even think the quad box would fit in the Trooper, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, your SUV is not super big. It's not a Tahoe XL or anything like that. But still, I feel like as long as you don't have a Mini Cooper, well, I can't say that. They have one in the Mini Cooper. But if you don't have a tiny hatchback, you should be okay. But that's awesome. They're doing that and doing that for you. And make sure you guys go subscribe to HifiVega. I know like 95% of you already are. And appreciate everything that you do, man.
Yeah, well, listen, I promise I'll get a haircut before the live show. I meant to get one today, but we're all over the place. I almost wore a hat, but I was like, no, it's gonna throw like a weird show, so I didn't do it.
Hey, I was gonna do that too yesterday, actually, and then I had to work on a Sunday, which never happens. No Steeler game, so it kind of worked out. And I was like, man, I forgot to have you cut my hair. Kayla's the one who cuts my hair. I'm like, it's okay. We'll make it one more show. So right. We're good. No, I appreciate you being here and everything that you do, man. And, the type of content that you do is stuff that is, it almost reminds me of like Project Farm, of going into not even just the tools, but like kind of everything and giving like an in-depth review where you literally got to bring out your popcorn, your coffee, whatever have you during the time of day and watch your content and learn about the certain types of tools and what may work for you and what might not.
That's the content I really, really enjoy doing. And, people that watch may be like, hey, you haven't put out a video in a while. Well, the truth is I got a little burnout, guys. I started chasing. I want to do content that the people want to see. But I also have to balance that with content that I like to do the most, because what people want to see and what I want to do the most, they don't always match up. So I need to get a little bit balanced back in there, do the content I want to do, and give you guys what you want to see, and just kind of marry the two up. So I'm getting back on track. I'm actually working on a video right now with it's an Aputure.
I feel like that's the hardest thing with YouTube because AI, robots, YouTube algorithm. Once you go down that route, it's like, are you having fun? You know, and
Right.
you know, it's because we do this for fun. You know, it puts a little bit of money in our pocket, but it goes right back to the content almost. It's like
Yeah.
we're doing it for free.
Yeah, but it's a way to afford your hobby without having to come out of the house funds. Is the way I put it. So anything I want to buy that's a ridiculous amp, and you know, I kind of want to buy the new Alpine amp that nobody likes. But I don't know. I want to see it for myself. But which would
Which
not
one
be-
is that one? Is that still like an MRP series, or is that like a newer name for that?
It's like their version of the Key, but 8 channels.
Ooh.
So, but it's
Whoa.
$800, right? That's the thing. And I've read mixed reviews. So I don't know if I'm gonna pull the trigger on it, but if I wanted to, thanks to the YouTube community, I could buy it without having to come out of the house funds.
Absolutely, and that's the biggest blessing out of it all. You know, you're not asking your wife, "Hey, am I allowed to buy this amplifier?" It's,
Right.
Yeah, we're good. We'll make it happen.
I asked
no.
Chat, I'm like, Chat, can I get this? Watch this video, get it up 10,000 views. That'll be enough money to buy this amp.
That's it.
Something like that. You know?
Eight channels for $100 a channel. I mean, still having 8 channels of control is next to, you know, that's crazy. I know JBL has something like that too. Isn't that what you tried, or somebody else had a?
I'm
JBL?
running one now. I'm running the 8
That's it.
channel JBL right now.
Nice.
Listen, if Kicker had an 8 channel key, you already know what I'd be running. But we don't have that right now. So
Man, I keep getting something in my eye there, making me wink. Now that would be crazy. That definitely would. Now tell the guys. I know a lot of you guys are here because of Kicker, and well, because you guys are fans. But there's a few new guys here too. Tell them what kind of Kicker products you have.
So currently, I have the Solo X. I'm dailying it, believe it or not. The 3-cube box takes up the entire back portion of the Trooper outside the little amp rack I've made. But I mean, that thing sounds. Now, I'm not going to say it's a sound quality sub because it's definitely not. But you can daily this sub and it sounds pretty good. I mean, you'll be hard pressed to find something with the same output that would sound that good. So I have that. Kickers sent me a key. I've bought 3 other keys outside of that. I've got a 2500 sitting here that needs repair, or 2400. So I might bring that with me when I go.
Oh, the KXA 2400. Oh no.
400.
How did you do it? I need to know because I try to blow mine up. I want to know what happened.
I got burned, man. I bought it online. From somebody that said it was used barely and still new condition, and I hook it up. It powers on, but no output. So,
Ooh, that kind of sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you'd be the guy to be able to figure out, you know, is it me? Is it the RCAs? Is it the woofer? Is it whatever by testing it? That sucks. I have seen that with not similar amplifiers, but just amps in general, where you just lose the output section. And hey, I'm not an amp guru, but I'm sure it's some kind of, you know, gate or converter or something inside. I don't know, something weird. Hey, Kicker will take care of you for it. Just give it to Bill in there down at the Kicker
that's what I'm
amp
doing.
repair
I'm
section.
gonna deliver it. I'm gonna hand deliver it.
Tell him to just look at it. Would you look at that?
Look at it.
Bill will be like, what did you do now? Listen, the guy told me he ran it on good electrical, and usually bad things happen after
I think
that.
it was
sentence.
ran on a power wheel, to be honest with you. So I think that's what happened.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I've really beaten, and not purposely, but just because I don't have enough electrical, running at a half ohm, dropping down to 10 volts and hitting low voltage cutoff on the thing and getting it hot enough to cook an egg on it. I really want to know what the guy was doing to mess up the output section. Maybe it was a short on the output section, and maybe that's what happened. I don't know, you know?
Dude, there's
That's
a chance.
crazy.
There's a chance that I take it to them and they hook it up and like, yeah, it works fine. And if that happens, I'm 100% going to capture that on video to embarrass myself. But I did put it on the bench, and I tried 2 different times to make sure. But you know, you never know. You never know.
Exactly. And it's like you try it and then you're like, okay, it's not working. And then whenever you get some time, then you really go into it and be like, would you look at that? Yeah, it's really not working. I've tried everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, at least with Kicker, it's pretty easy in all their newer products. You have no issue getting it fixed if it's under warranty or not.
Right.
But it's nice having an amp guy on the side too for products that aren't Kicker, and I know you got a few of those as well. And I have a good friend, Kevin Mansky, about an hour away, so I just ship them off to him. Here you go, or drop them off on my way to work, heading to Sheets. Yeah. It's nice. That's crazy. And yeah, man, the L7X is not an SQ woofer whatsoever. But does it sound good?
Yeah,
I think so.
It sounds. I mean. You can play challenging music and you can hear where it's not SQ, but if you're just listening to it daily, I mean, the thing's good, man. The thing is a good sound.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing where I was worried when it came out, just for the simple fact, man, this thing is a high SPL, far throwing woofer. Like this thing's got what 33 millimeters of whatever. And yeah, how can that be a sound quality or whatever? But it still has that Kicker sound, which is just crazy. I was shocked. Not that I was shocked like, oh, Kicker can't make a good woofer, but for what it does, it's like, oh, okay, this thing gets pretty loud on like 500 watts. That's the Kicker way, man.
That's the next test. I want to try it on lower power. So the plan was to run it off the KXA 2400. Until the Warhorse drops, of course. But that was the plan in the meantime. But that amp failed before it even got here. So right now I have it on a NVX 5K. Woo. And I will tell you that you can. I only have it bridged at 2 ohms though. Yes, 2 ohms because I had the dual 1 ohm version. But you can get that sub. That sub will smell if you play it a lot. I don't know if you've had this thing. But every single Solo X I've seen blown has not been because of voice coil.
I know with your good friend Derek, it's always been kind of the triple joint, failure. The coils just don't go. And yeah, it has a smell. There's always, and that's the thing with the higher temp coils compared to like all the other Kicker coils.
Yeah.
And even those, they take some power, but not like the L7X. And you get that little stink, and that little stink's okay. And then when it starts getting stanky, that's when you're really doing some damage to it. But honestly, at that point, it's already probably most likely reaching full mechanical limits, close to it, and you're just kind of anticipating more out of what it can do in its environment, in its enclosure.
Right.
So it happens. And I know with Derek's, I feel like 10K, 12K, anything past like probably 6, it just wasn't really making a difference in SPL.
It was mechanical. It was a mechanical failure at that point because it's built to handle 2,000 all day long. Kicker is probably going to be like double that. So 4K, you're okay. You're in the range. Go past that, mechanical issue.
And that's the thing, with drivers needing a lot of power to move very far, because when you have a driver that has a lot of extension, it needs to have a lot of structure. And a lot of structure means a lot of weight. And that means they're less efficient. To do what they did is just kind of incredible. And yeah, maybe it's not good for every purpose, and other speakers are built in a way to be even stiffer. But most of the people, they don't got 6Ks. They got like a 1 or 2K, and it'll just make that thing hammer. And it's an awesome driver. El Fuego, thank you for the $20 super chat. We do not forget about the rolls. I know Rob knows all about these, man.
I don't care what you say about kickers. This guy is a difference maker.
Difference maker, indeed. I love that. Rich Eisen, he's my guy, man. On behalf of the Living Loud with Andy fans worldwide, thanks for bringing on my boy HifiVega. And I think that's where I met El Fuego, or at least I seen the name from your credits, your Patreon credits. And I always see that name, and it's because of you, Rob.
Dude, I'll shout out to Fuego. He is probably my first real supporter on the platform of YouTube. So he was, I think maybe one of the first patrons ever. But before that, you know, he was sending amps back and forth. We were testing, communicating. So always shout
That's
out
awesome.
to Fuego. Fuego's awesome, and he certainly is. He is in the boys club. He's in
Fuego for the win.
circle. Yeah.
He really is. He really is. Heard he's got a pair of gold letters too, man. I can't wait to see that final, you know, just little video. Just
He's
him
got
getting down.
some stuff, man. He's got some stuff. He hadn't shut it all off.
I know he's got a whole amp dyno ready to go and all kinds of old school equipment, Orion stuff, you name it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Heads up, make sure you enter the giveaway for tonight. I'll drop it. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. And make sure you enter so that you can win tonight. And of course, as of every night, it's a little bit rigged, but not too much. I mean, 25 won twice in a row, so you know it's got a little bit of something in there. So
yeah, the one time that I was live in studio, and then 3 people won that I knew like personally through chat, speaking to them outside of just chat. You know, that was kind of crazy. That was a bit. You know,
yeah.
I don't know if they put in, you know, did Kip put his thumb on the scale? Who knows?
You know, I think Steve has this big red button at his desk. You know, just nope.
Yeah. Right.
Ejecto. If you guys got any questions for Rob, I know we're talking a lot about the L7X, but who doesn't like to talk about that? Anytime I do a live show or something, it's just like people will just click on it and they want to talk about it because it is the next big thing with Kicker and the Warhorse amps. And like you said, you're going to be running that eventually on your L7X. And, you know, I think it is kind of the perfect combination, you know. It's always nice to have an amplifier that's a little bit bigger than what your sub can handle. I mean, a 5,000 watt amplifier is a little bit pushing it. So you could almost run 2 of them on there. So it all depends what you're trying to do.
In general, to run 5K in there, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You might have to take it very, very easy, or we will be dropping into 9 volts.
Right. And, you know, 9 volts isn't too bad. I mean, it can get worse. I seen 8.7 and it scared the crap out of me. I'm like,
Wow,
it goes that low.
That's intense. For sure.
Got more super chats. Mike DePoli, the Twisted Tea guy, man. Come on, guys. Smash the like button. This is where this show starts going sideways, man. Can't even have a civil conversation. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, all that you do. And awesome guy. He's actually the guy that hand-delivered the pennies to Kayla for Living Loud with Andy Day.
That's funny.
Such a small world, man. It's awesome. Just between both of our communities, which are blended together. And that's why this show I knew was going to be awesome to have you on here. And I think you were my second guest ever on my show. Because I had my buddy DJ and then I brought you on, you know, and it just, it's been a while. It's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to bring Rob on, Ernie. And then Ernie's like, yeah, Rob's coming down to Kicker next week. I'm like, that's perfect. They're going to get a lot of Rob. So if you guys got questions, I know Unmasked, they try to get to the questions, and I'm trying to have a conversation and do Bill and Ernie's job and everybody else's too. But if you got questions, we will try to answer them. We're here to have fun.
After these 2 weeks, I'm like, yeah, I'm done seeing HifiVega. That's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. That's how they feel with me every week. But yet some of them still come back, man. Baba, thank you for another $20 super chat from you
I
guys.
don't care what you say about kickers. This guy is a difference maker.
Shout out to my man HifiVega. He is the party who got me into the Patreon realm with all our favorite content creators. 56 people watching on YouTube, but only 15 likes. Come on, fix that. Hit the like button, guys. Thank you, Baba. And yeah, you guys are killing it, though. I mean, we got a few in here. Yeah, 53 on my YouTube. Rob is also casting it to his channel. We had about 80, down to 70 now. You guys are awesome. Smash the like, the support. Well, you can't even enter. I gotta take this down because this isn't the giveaway anymore. It's the other link. It's okay.
Man.
We're good.
Yeah.
The boat is not sinking yet. Thank you, Baba. Appreciate you, man. And
Baba's a newer OG, but Baba is my guy as well. Love Baba.
Yes. Definitely a cornerstone of the community, man. He keeps everybody in line. He tries to, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Another one, RVH. What is up, RVH? He's got a total of 4 wins, 2 this year. You know, I mean, I think they do take care of you guys. You know, the ones that tune in all the time.
Just gonna break it and send it to repair anyway. So what's the matter?
Got a point. Got a point. Mr. Scott Dillbeck, thank you for the $10 super chat, and it's Tuesday.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you, man. Happy holidays, my car audio family.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy how Christmas is coming right around the corner. We got like, what, 2 weeks? Not even? Goodness.
Dude, 2 weeks, it's flying. But you know what's crazier than that? Scott used to be the local Snap-on guy. Now he's turning into a big deal in car audio himself. So shout out to him for that, man.
I know. It's
Shout
awesome, man. Southern Thunder. Check him out. Yeah. Good old Scotty. Appreciate you tuning in, man. And I know he's a good friend of yours, too. Look at that. Purchase viewer 6969. Donated a $2 super chat. He's making it rain over there in the background. That's awesome. Thank you, purchase viewer. Look, now the super chats are coming in. This thing's a little delayed, but like once the stream gets going, it starts catching up. But these guys, they don't help. They just keep throwing pennies and stuff. So yeah, it happens. Let's see. No giveaway. There is a giveaway. If you check the pinned comment in YouTube, and I will drop the link again, and it's going to be something pretty long. It says something Gleam. Check it out. That's how you enter. We had a little mishap before the stream, and I was like, Bill, I know it's late, and you're probably eating dinner, but you know why I'm calling.
I need you, Bill.
I need you. These guys want to win some awesome stuff, which is crazy. They do that every week. You know, the Bullfrog 100s, the EB 400s, and I mean the Tumbler, and then you get the whole swag pack too, man, and the Kicker Unmasked shirt. That's awesome. Yeah. OG stuff. MBE sent me to ask when you're giving away a Solo X. Good question. I mean, we did do one of those with Mo and SDK, but that was Living Loud with Andy Day. You might have to wait till May 23rd for that one. You know, I don't know.
Gotta wait, man. Gotta wait.
Absolutely. I know Basehead 30. He's a follower of yours too, man. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, Basehead.
And Roger, he just came into the scene as well, man. Appreciate you, Roger. This guy is... He's awesome too. He really is. Keep up the great work, you guys.
Is that a Pokemon in the?
Yeah, Snorlax.
Okay. Yeah, I was a little old for Pokemon. That doesn't mean that I didn't play it though, but I could have. Like if it was in my time area, I certainly would have been all in on it.
You know, I think I hit just the right time. I think when it came out over here, I was 8, so it was like bing. I get you on that. That's how I feel with some stuff. I'm like, yeah, I was too old for that, but I definitely watched a little bit of the roly-poly-olies, and I was probably like 11, you know? A little too old for that. He wants the fries, though.
Ding, 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 fries are done.
It's our buddy CJ, works with Jake at SDK Enclosures. He just, he likes fries or something, man. I don't know. The fries are done. The Bohemian's a little late, but here. I'm just glad that you're here, Rob, because I know you go live every week with Dean, 5-Star Car Audio on your channel every Thursday. And what's that, 8:30 Eastern?
8:30 your time, yeah, 7:30 my time. Yep.
So you're a live streamer too, man. You really are. And you used to call yourself the king of stream. You did what was it, 25 days in a row, or was that just 12 days? I forget.
I know 12 days in a row for several years, and that was tough, man. I do want to give you props though, even though we started streaming, and it honestly, Everyday Audios is what got us to start streaming. So they're truly the OGs. In my opinion, so shout out to the Everyday Audios guys. But we started streaming, and then you came in, and I would say you've made it your own. Like you do like a Twitch style stream for car audio people, and it's like what the chat. So props for that, man. You've made streaming your own. So this is definitely like your thing. You know, I give you all the credit for that for sure.
Thank you, Rob. That means the world. It really does. I never thought, one day waking up, I'm going to be a live streamer. And it kind of happened. And like your story with Everyday Audios, I used to watch them too. When I got that sticker off your giveaway, I'm like, yeah, man, I need that sticker. That's, you don't find those. And, it was mostly unmasked for me and 12 Volt Talk. You guys, with you and Derek. And, a little bit of Everyday's Audio. They had a little bit of a sugar to their style. I liked it, though. It kept you wanting more.
Watching around the kids, but outside of that, it's all good.
Absolutely. Some are PG-13. We try to keep it that here. Plus we reflect a little bit back off a Kicker. I mean, it wouldn't be for all the background stuff, would it? But, so we try to have fun and keep it G-rated. But yeah, those other shows are fun to watch too, guilty little pleasures. Man, we got super chats flying in here. We got SJC up in here. Appreciate you, man. JT1970, evening, gents and Kicker Nation. Would you look at that? You just got to look at it, Rob.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
That was almost perfect. We had a new subscriber during the show, too. I got a little ding, and it came up on the top right over there. I think that was cool. It's like, if you're going to interrupt me during a show, it's for a new subscriber that's just walking through, and they're like, oh, yeah, let's go check them out. And let's see who that was. That was Pro Install 1 has subscribed. Streamlabs for the win, man. This thing is awesome, just for the extra stuff. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you, JT1970, for the super chat. Evening, gents and Kicker Nation, man. And that's the thing. Kicker Nation, it's more than just United States. With running Kicker Club, sometimes you see names that are not per se in this nation, and you're like, I don't know. And then you go to see what they post or on their own profile or what they try posting into the group, and it's like, man, Kicker is everywhere. Just the entire world. It's insane.
They're one of the biggest car audio companies in the world, hands down. So, you can't get past that. They are everywhere.
Literally are, and there's a few others that have been around since day one between Rockford Fosgate, Pioneer, and, I guess you could say Sony, but Sony isn't a car audio brand only, so can't count them too much, except for the Explodes. Those are all right.
I like the Explode.
Miguel with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. And we just gotta look at it.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
It makes you look at it a little better. Wanna run 6x9 mid bass on active 3-way. Any recommendations that are good? Shout out Green Team and HifiVega. And this is the guy over here. It's going to be able to tell you, not Johnny. Rob.
Man, I don't mess with 6x9s much myself, but obviously they're you can go with the Kicker offerings. I don't know that they offer a pure mid bass 6x9. I don't think so. But what you can do on 6x9s is you can always cut the wire for the tweeters and just make it a straight up mid bass and just use it as a mid bass and do the rest of your 3-way. But there's plenty of other brands out there. CDT is one of them that offers a true mid bass. Hertz, Focal, Morel. They all offer them. It depends on your budget. So what are you thinking? Are you SQ? You want to get loud? You have a small budget? So if you can clarify those, maybe we can narrow it down. But yeah, you can never go wrong with getting like a decent set of Kicker mid-grade stuff for the money. You're never going to be disappointed for the money you spend, I don't think.
I think you hit the nail on the head. The only thing that caught my super attention was cutting the tweeters, and that kind of makes sense, because especially with imaging and stuff like that, it's really hard to bring that sound from down at the floor where most 6x9s are going to be and up here in front of your face or however you design it. And mid bass, I know that might trigger some people. What is mid bass? Is it anything above 80 hertz or is it actually 300 and, around that range? Right. And yeah, 6x9s, I think that's what they just came out with Kicker, with this 6x9 KS 3-way component. I'm not entirely sure. I swear they have something like that. But either way, right, it depends your budget and what you're really trying to go for. Are you trying to go for super SQ or just something that gets you by? Or something that's right in the middle? And there's always what's the word I'm looking for? When you pay, I know this word, and whenever I go live, I forget. Diminishing returns. That's the thing. You always get a little bit of diminishing returns once you start, climbing that ladder just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, listen, if Kicker comes out with if they have a mid-base 6x9, pair those up with the snowmen, because I run this. That's one other Kicker thing that I run, and the snowmen didn't get the credit they deserved. They didn't come out with the mid-base, so it's kind of a hard sell for a lot of people. But those things are freaking awesome. I love them. I absolutely love those.
And I think that's why they came out with the KS components. Maybe it's not 6x9s, but at least it's like, component set for the KS to match with the snowmen. Because everyone's like, well, what do I run with it? And that's kind of the perfect way to go with it, man. So, yeah, I know you like some faux cow stuff. And that seems to be Dean's choice of just,
He's a morale guy. He's 100% morale guy, but a lot of people want Focal, so.
Hey, it makes sense just for the simple fact. I mean, you get what you pay for in most chances, and you're getting a lot because you're paying a lot, but it works, and it's good. But you might be wasting that money if you can't even hear the differences because you're not looking for the differences. But if you sit there and listen to it, you'll be able to tell the difference between that and maybe something you got at like Sony or not Sony, but like Walmart or Best Buy or, a cheaper to mid-brand. You're really going to be able to tell the difference if it's done right. And that's the thing, too. You can have expensive speakers and still not do it right. I've seen some pretty bad fails. No sound dampening. They just cut a hole in the door and they're like, yeah, it's good, Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you just got to be honest with yourself.
Yo. Super chats, man. Thank you, Veet Dev. Appreciate you. And he has arrived. So this is Dev 2.0. I guess. I think it might be Deviant, but I don't know. Maybe not. He does watch still. He does watch. He's in the background now. Sean Lynn with the $5 super chat. We got lots of pennies, and you just got to look at it. That's all you can do.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh! Just look at it. Just look at it.
This goes sideways. This is why I don't really bring too many people on, just because it gets kind of rowdy here, and I'm losing internet. Sorry if I'm losing internet.
It's good over here on my end.
StreamYard's telling me I'm low. I don't know. This is how it was when I logged in, restarted the internet once, restarted the computer twice. And,
are you hardwired or you?
I literally have it coming out of the wall. I might as well be plugged right into the telephone pole. Like that's pretty much how it is. Yeah. And it's just the time of day, my area, 45 megabytes of download or upload. I mean, that's the highest I can go. I'm waiting for Verizon FiOS to be in my area so that I could just even then, who knows? Let me check that real fast. Make sure it's still. Yeah, we're just connected to that. And turn Wi-Fi, make sure that's off, just in case. But yeah, my internet is low, so it might get a little spotty. Usually the audio sticks pretty good, so we'll just hope for the best here. Let's see. Thank you again, Sean. Appreciate you. And I know we had another subscriber. That's what's crazy, this thing. You got to get this, Rob. Even for yours, it literally tells you if you get subscribers during your show, all this other stuff. You don't have to have it pop up or nothing, but it's pretty cool. Like Nick Rose and Michael Danielson, both subscribe, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I've considered doing another live stream, maybe once a month, something like that. I do like the pop-ups where I just pop up and just hang out. So maybe we'll do something like that in a more formal setting. I've been mulling that. With the lack of produced videos that have come out, so
that sounds like a good plan. Honestly, I think the once a month thing is like not the perfect amount, but it's the right amount. Just because it's not overbearing, you don't have to, because it's a lot to bring up any kind of content for a live stream once a week.
Yeah. Well, and there was a point at which Derek and I were basically the only stream at all during the week besides Dina and Fernando, who have been doing their shows forever. So we could kind of pick wherever we wanted to, but now that space is kind of filled up and you really don't want to step on someone's toes. Sometimes it happens, but once the space fills up, that's just the way it goes.
You know, and I feel like most people do, you know, respect the space, and then some don't. And I'm like, you know, I'm the guy, I'm watching, just like a lot of you guys, watching every single one that I can when I'm available. And it's like, I hate having to choose one or the other, you know. So it's like, hey, just pick your time. We'll fit it in. I do know Saturdays when Dean's not live, because he goes live earlier on Saturday. Sunday is a free day. I don't see anybody going live Sunday night, but I mean, that is Sunday night. So still, it's some property, you know, for sale over there.
That's one that I considered for sure.
Absolutely. Let's see. We got DIY Audio Guy, another YouTuber up in here. Thank you for being here, Justin. Love all your content as well. And I know I need to get him on one of the shows too, man. And, you know, I mean, he goes live once a week too, and he be pumping out the content. This guy's nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, he's on it, man. He is on it.
Really is. Would you look at that? We got a new member, SJC. I mean, we all know who SJC is. This is the guy that built this kicker computer. So thank you, man. Appreciate you. Welcome to the green team. And that's the membership name. I didn't really make it up. I kind of did. I mean, they're green and they are a team, and it kind of just, you know, it kind of happened.
Yeah.
My internet is still bad. Let me know if my internet is bad. Man, we got a lot of comments. I'm so far behind. But that's the thing. We're having fun. We're talking. That's the point.
Exactly. We're just hanging out, man. Hanging out.
Exactly. No, I'm happy that you're here, man. T. Cooley, Kicker is one of the few that been around forever and never fallen off, still at the top of the game, especially quality. Man, I'm just going to say I agree. I love the softballs, though, you know, like here you go.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be Andy if you didn't agree, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the question, though. Would you... I think your boy Bobby B would want to fight you for biggest kicker fan.
You know, I think he would. Out of anybody, you know, Bobby B has been around since literally the beginning. Like, if you don't know who Uncle Bobby B is,
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Exactly.
We show him love though, and he's another one. He's a Patreon on a lot of the guys' channel. He's been in the scene, you know, like HifiVega, and you know, and a lot of the other guys too, big time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Dev 2.0, for the 5 memberships. Man, these guys, they won't let me go.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
Thank you, Dev. Appreciate you. And man, the memberships. You got the memberships going on yours, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
But I haven't pushed it much. I often don't push anything much, but that's the problem. So I need to get better at it. You know, I'm mostly just hanging out, man. I'm hanging out.
I'll remind you Thursday.
Yeah.
Tell Dean, hold on a second. We got to push Rob's stuff here. Too many 25. What? Too many winning awards there for the unmasked giveaways. Let's see. Mid bass starts when your subwoofer starts, and you know what? He's not wrong. And that's where crossover settings and stuff and phase alignment, and you can really go down that rabbit hole really fast. But yeah. Right, exactly. You kind of, you know, I wouldn't say you want a flat 20 to 20, but you want a flat 20 to 20, and then obviously skew accordingly of what you're trying to make it sound like, and the music you're playing too.
Right. Well, you don't want to know the dirty secret is if you have a good subwoofer that'll play up high, that can fill in your mid bass. You don't need to have very strong mid bass. You can play that woofer up to 120 hertz in a sealed enclosure and cover a big gap of that mid bass that you really want to hear. And typically in mine, I'm running like 80 hertz to like 500 hertz on my. I think that's what I'm doing now.
Nice.
So that's pretty good with like a 12 dB slope. So it's not a steep slope, and it just kind of blends in with the Solo X now. There's a gap because the box is not tuned to play at that high. It's tuned to 31 hertz. So.
Right, and kicker specs for that. I mean, to be tuned at 30, and I mean the type of driver. I mean, yeah, it'll play up to 70. I've seen it, man, and it sounds pretty good. But maybe could be skewed in a different way, and it's a certain type of enclosure to give you more of that mid bass, but is it worth it to lose that low output that driver's really kind of designed to do? And I like how you said sealed box too, but what's crazy is, I know that you've heard a quad box in person because you've heard Derek's before or somebody else's quad box, correct?
That's no secret. I've never heard a quad box.
You're missing out. I'm telling you. Just drive over to Derek's, be like, hey, I need to listen to your quad box for just a minute. Or pick one up. I mean, that would be, dude, it's the perfect daily for, you know, your SUV. I mean, it's big, but it's not as big as it looks in the pictures. Take that as you will. But what I wanted to say was that it sounds like whenever I play like some 80s music, like you can tell there's 412s in the back there, but with certain music that is just kind of, it's got a good amount of transients and like a higher tom-tom, it still kind of hits that. And I have it tuned in a way, you know, crossovers are pretty open on it, and it actually hits that mid bass that, you know, I turn my bass down, my 6.5s are not making that bass. It's catching where those aren't even playing yet, and that's your mid bass, and it's pretty crazy, man.
Oh yeah, you definitely can use subwoofers mid bass. I do it quite often. Not with Solo X currently, but regular systems for sure. Especially, you know, I run a lot of sealed subs, so I'll play them up a little higher.
What the? Sorry. Why is my tablet going crazy here? Nah, it's okay. Too many, you know, that's the thing. I do so much planning for these shows so that they're like perfect, and then boom, the internet, the computer, the giveaway, just everything crashes. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do the show.
Dude. It's the kicker jinx. 100%. Like since the first Unmasked, there's always something that happens during the kicker shows. It's the way it's got to be.
Something, man. I don't understand. I'll take it though. I'll take the curse. I'll take it. Let's see. Stuart, $2 super chat. Any sneak peeks to 2024 for upcoming shows? I know Rob's, he's been mentioning it, but do you want to tell everybody where you're going next year? I know you're going to a big one.
I'm going to Slamology. I will be there. So, be my first time. Should be fun. I mean, this is the Mecca. It's the biggest car audio competition. Might as well go hang out with everybody. See what it's about.
Hang out at the Super Bowl of car audio, man. It really doesn't get much more car audio in cars than that. I mean, it's half car audio, half car show, and I could see you as a guy liking, you know, classic cars and like race cars and like tuners and just the whole nine. So you kind of get everything. It's really awesome.
Oh yeah, and you know, I'm doing my best to talk Derek and Dean into it. So it might be the trifecta of us nuns, you know.
Ooh.
Knuckleheads, whatever you want to call us.
So I would definitely talk and get a booth for Slamology, like an actual spot. I would do that.
But you know what sucks about that is I like to roam around. That's the only thing I don't like about demoing my ride, which I often don't like. At smaller shows, I'll do demos if someone asks me, but I'm not just sitting there waiting. I want to go to hear everyone else's system. That's right. My goal. Hang out with them, talk to them about their system, and that's even if their system is not what you expect or what you like personally, just the pure enjoyment they have for either they paid someone and got exactly what they wanted, or they built it themselves in a way that they wanted to build it. That's what I love the most. The passion behind it.
And that's the thing, you know. That's why you can't get upset when you see somebody with a very nice setup. And, you know, it all depends your level, you know. Yeah. I have people, hey, when are you going to do a big system? Or when you're going to, you know, it's like, honestly, I am pretty content with mine. It is loud. All three of them are loud. Do I want more? Obviously. But it has to make sense. And, you know, that's why we put a lot of, I guess you could say, time and, you know, dedication into it of what we had. And, you know, that was my journey. Just to make that 18 Solo X as loud as I could in that car. And I think that it's there below 40 hertz.
Exactly. And I think people get it mixed up. It's about the passion, not about if you did it yourself. So a lot of people will give, like, JP a lot of crap. or about, oh, you have all your systems. Like, he has the passion for that system. Like, he wants that system. He's willing to pay whatever it takes. As you've seen, it's what, like 3 or 4 or 5 rebuilds at this point.
Yep.
And so he has a passion for that system. That, to me, that's what it's about. Just as much as somebody that threw 2 Rockville 10s in their system on a 500 watt amp. And, you know, they might have the amp screwed to the box and the box is leaking, but it doesn't matter. They love what they're doing. So if they love it, I love it.
And that's the thing. We do this as a hobby. You know, this isn't you know, anything car audio. It's more of a want than a need. So right, and you know, we all started somewhere. We really have. You know, the 210s on 500 watts. Yeah, man, 110 on 300 for me. You know, I mean, it started with the top deck of the car. You know, just tapping into the 6x9s. You know, and just the woofer, no box. Who needs a box? Yeah. And speaking of box, Solo X prefab box is, I don't think so, Rob. Didn't you build your own Solo X box?
I built my own. Yeah, I built my own double. It's 1.5 inches. Every single board is 1.5 inches thick, and the front baffle is 2.25, so 3 layers.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, you need it thick. And honestly, with the bracing, it can do a lot. You know, I know even my Solo X box, it's just 3/4 all around, no double bracing, or double baffling, but it's got tons of bracing. It's dado setted. SDK did it where it's just literally like a puzzle piece, putting that thing together, and they slide in little slots, and it's braced with the port and goes all the way around, and the surface area is real small. And, you know, with that kind of woofer, I mean, any woofer, you want to have it strong. Not if you have a weak box, it's going to start flexing. And, you know, with how strong you make the box, makes or breaks the sound, because that's what's generating pretty much the pressure and making your bass, man. You know, no box, no bass. I mean, you can, but you still got to do that right, too.
Right. Yeah, and mine's way overkill. Way overkill. And I didn't realize it until, you know, you got to have that much power to push it that far. So,
right,
can't run that much power in the Troopers. So I did it for almost nothing.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of alternator do you have on your Trooper?
A 90 amp stock alternator.
What? Okay, so you got a stock alt with a 5K. Same. What kind of batteries are you running?
I have 2 of the JY NXTs.
Woo! You are pushing those like I was too. That's why you're seeing 10 volts. Yes, you know, whenever you start pulling it.
I've got a 5K in there, but I'm running it at 2 ohms, so 3-ish K. And I had the SoundCube U3000 before, so up to like 4K at max, because I was running at half ohm mono. And the lowest I dipped while driving was like 11.5.
That's not bad.
At full tilt. That's absolutely full tilt. But when you stop, the alternator's not going to keep up.
No, yeah. They're not spinning as fast, and there's a reason for that. You want to burn out your alternator anyway. That spinning keeps everything cool. But right, you know, and those JY NXTs, like, they pack a punch. I have 2 of those in Kayla's car with the Salt JY MD20 on a stock Eclipse alt for Kayla's on the KXA 2400, but that's ran at half ohm. So one, you're just less efficient there and clipping and stock alt, and I needed a little bit of extra power. But, you know, with the batteries and stock alts and high output alternators, I feel like, yes, you want to do the alternator, but you also want to have the batteries back there too, because they're really doing the work. The alternator's just keeping everything going at that level.
Yeah.
Budget J, thank you for tuning in, man. $2 super chat. Hit the thumbs up. Y'all too great on the same screen. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. Go check out Budget Audio with Jay on YouTube. This guy's awesome. Purchased viewer. Man, these bots. Okay. Scrolling down. Andy, for Rob, why golf? Yeah, why is it? I seen you got a lot of golf stuff you're selling. Did you used to be on the PGA Tour or something like that?
Oh, you know, I golfed for a long time when I got out of car audio. So car audio was kind of high school. Then actually up till I had my kids, my daughter. So then I got out of car audio, got into headphones and stuff. At that point, everybody at work started golfing. I started golfing. Golfed for like 6-8 years. hurt my shoulder, dislocated it pretty bad. So that took me out of the game from that point on till this year. My son, who is now 20, he works at my work now, starts golfing with the guys, drags me back in. So I'm back in, man. I'm back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, your shoulder's feeling a little better by now, so right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I got an old man swing now, but it's okay. It's still working for me.
That's good. That's awesome. I never really got into golf. I've always enjoyed it. Never anything further than putt-putt, but I mean, yeah.
Fun, man. It's fun, definitely.
That's awesome. And I know that what's that app that you sell all the stuff on for the guys want to check out for like car audio equipment that you're selling and stuff?
Dude, Whatnot. So I am literally the only person that sells car audio on Whatnot.
Wow.
I'm gathering stuff to do another show. So here's the thing. Like, I have a lot of high-end stuff I could sell, but most people on Whatnot don't want to pay $300 for something.
True.
They want to try to get something, a little cheaper. So I'm trying to gather up some small items to do it again. But it would be cool. See more people on there. And if you guys want to join, let me know. I will send you a seller link, and you'll get $40. And I'll get $40.
I mean, I'm sure I can find something to sell.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's fun, man. It's like a stream like we're doing now.
Yeah.
Except you can listen to copyrighted music because it's not YouTube. Doesn't matter. You can also live stream it to YouTube if you want at the same time, but also eBay. So you're putting items up there, hanging out, auctioning off. I thought it's pretty fun. I've sold golf clubs on there now a couple times, cardio a couple times. So it's always fun, and it is the best way for me to do giveaways as well.
I like how it's intuitive. It seems easy, and then they have a certain amount of time to bid. They know what they're bidding, and you can even give away stuff for free, and it's simple. I like stuff that's simple, and you get rid of all the junk that you just don't need. It's not technically junk, but junk to you because you don't need it anymore. Get it out of here. You can have fun.
How complicated it is to do giveaways on YouTube by using, I have to use Gleam and all this stuff to get it organized. On there, they just take care of it, and they do this. You tell them how much it weighs, you just print a label off. So if you like that, the reason I never gave on YouTube because it's such a pain in the butt, and this because you're doing it every week through Gleam, but on there, it's simple. So if you want giveaways from me, check out the Whatnot auctions. I'll do one every single one I do.
Why not? Check out the Whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. It's awesome. I know. I feel like I missed a lot of comments, guys. If I scrolled over your comment and you had a good question for Mr. HifiVega here, just drop it again, and I'm at the top of the chat so I can see everything now. I'm not getting swamped. It's really hard doing this and having a conversation. I am not a multitasker, even though it seems like I'm doing like 12 things at once on there, you know what I mean? But I'm not good at it. So I do miss some of the comments here, but it's awesome having you here, dude. And of course, I always say this, we'll have to have you on again. And you said you're doing a monthly thing. I'm interested.
Yeah. We'll definitely get you on. We'll figure out. Maybe we do it like a round table, but I think it'll be fun. And we should definitely figure that out. And hey, you built your stream to where you are 100% audience interaction. I don't think people realize how hard it is to do a stream by yourself like that. Yeah. It is very, very hard. It's not easy. It's easy to bounce something off back and forth off each other, but you'll see like on Thursday streams. We'll catch comments here and there, but the majority of the comments, we completely miss them because we're caught up in our conversation.
Right. And I know that was a reason, too, because I remember with 12-Volt Talk, you guys never used to do it live, per se, and be reading the comments. You would just be, talking it up, talking car audio, and I miss that show, too, man. I really do. If we could have a round table, that would be pretty cool for all the YouTubers. Whatever you want to call us, influencers.
I like having the guest on. I think it's fun. It's fun to have them on, and they bring something different to a different element. And I like hanging out with them.
Absolutely. Oh man, we are blessed to do this stuff. I'll tell you that, man. Just to play with car audio and somehow fund
Yeah.
it. It's
Larry H.
insane. Yes.
asking about big 3 kits, dude. Wire is so expensive right now that I haven't ordered anything. But Larry, if you HifiVega at gmail.com, if you want something custom to just do a one-off, hit me up and we'll figure something out. But as far as putting them back in the store, I don't know. I don't know that I'll do that until I have a HifiVega branded wire or some kind of deal.
Right, because that's a lot of effort you're putting into, one, putting them together, and then two, if you would get your own brand per se for the wire, then it would, you would have a little bit better profit. Plus, your name on the wire too. The one you made me was awesome. But I get it. That's a lot of work. I know Cornut makes them too. He didn't want to tell you. He makes them too. But just for the homies,
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
So-
listen, I'm not the guy to get mad at anybody hustling out there. do your best. Do your best to hustle. As long as you aren't being shady and you're giving people what they want, I'm all for it, man. That's why I support Andy so much, because he's about the community, has been from the beginning. And I've talked to Andy when your channel was really, really small. But I could just tell you had a passion for the community. So that's why I always, every chance I get, support you.
I know you helped me out so much in the beginning, man, between microphones and sending me a bullfrog and just all the one-offs and just the support, man. And I could not be thankful enough. And just, the whole nine. Thank you, dude.
Hey,
It means so much.
I'm doing the same thing for you that Derek did for me. So, that's how, and then you'll pass it on to somebody else, and then they'll pass it on. And as long as we get people, there's often people that want to take advantage of the karate community. Those people I absolutely do not support. And you guys know who they are. You see who they are. And it's nobody in particular I'm talking about. There's multiple. So just know there's people that are here that are actually for the community, and there's people that are here to just profit off the community. So
Wolf in the hen house. Wolves, a pack of them. But absolutely, man. And I feel like every community is kind of like that too. You're always going to have your black sheep or your whatever, whatnot. But the 99% of you guys really make this, easy for us at the same time, because the community is really good. Everyone's not going to get along, but we get along enough for one passion, and that's car audio and whatever your favorite brand is. I know Rob, he's secretly a Kicker fan. I know he is.
I love those guys, Kicker, man. Everybody, listen, there's a few brands that everybody knows I love. Kicker's one of them, because I've had such good relationships with them, good experience with the product. Savard is also one of them. Like, those guys have backed me since way back when. So there's a few brands that I have really close relationships with them, and Kicker is one of them. So
Savard seems like a good brand too. I missed the show with Sound Advice with Justin and Toyd. I want to rewatch that. Yeah, they had Savard on there. Absolutely, man. And that's the one that makes the is that Q woofer that you guys have? I forget what it's called. Yes, the Hi-Q.
Mm-hmm.
What's the power handling on that? It looks like a massive woofer, but from what you
I
guys
don't
say,
know
it's
what
like
the new one is, but I think they rate it pretty conservatively, much like Kicker. So the ones that I've had, I put double RMS. So
yeah, you always, more gain the better, right? No, more power that's clean is better than less that's clipped.
Turn it to 11.
Jake's got a question for you. Hi-Fi, what's your opinion on Alphasonic relaunch?
This is going to be funny. I hope Derek is watching this right now, because Derek is the biggest Delta Sonic fan, the old school Delta Sonic, which turned to Alphasonic. And I always hate on those for Derek, right? But the truth is, I think they're all right. I think they're all right, but I have to give Derek crap, because that's just the way it is. He needs to be. He's such a good guy. Someone has to give him crap. I'll do it, bro, for everybody. But
I've never heard of Delta Sonic. I didn't know that was a split off.
It's the precursor to Alphasonic. Then Alphasonic made some pretty decent stuff. And then when they got into, what year did you get into car audio?
2006, 7.
Okay, so at that point, they were full audio bond junk stuff at that point. And what do they? I don't know what they're coming back with. So if they're coming back with something quality, sure. If they're coming back with the flames and all that stuff, no, not down. Yeah.
I love me some Audioban, you know, and I feel like a lot of brands that are, quote, cheap and not as good
Yeah.
were really good at one time, you know.
There's some that always suck. Like Audioban. I mean, Audioban always suck, guys. But I will say they're cheap subwoofers, much like the Rockville K9s. They're good. They had some good subwoofers. But overall, you know, their stuff was pretty cheap. Always, from the beginning.
I had good luck with Audiobans. It was the Flame series. I think they were 300 RMS. They were the smaller ones. But they were really efficient. And I actually competed in Mecha with them. And I did a 139 on like 300 watts. I think that's all I was allowed to use. It's like a 700, 500 watt class or something. And it did pretty good. That was headrest too, single 12. And then I eventually switched it to the 15L5 and then did like a 41.9. I mean, still, it held up. It did better because I tried to use the Sundown. No offense, I love Sundown, but at the 200, 300 watt threshold on an SAV2 wasn't enough for what I wanted, you know, for the type of enclosure, the vehicle. It's a big Volvo wagon. So it was filling up a lot of air, and they're designed differently. You know, and I feel like that's how any product is, you know, good or bad, and the quality behind it, but what it's designed to do is really the key with just kind of everything that we do, man. Really.
Yeah, I mean, the SA series is great. They sound great. They perform. They need a little power to do that, though. You're not going to be able to do it on very low power.
Right. That's a 750 RMS driver versus, you know, and really that thing, I would call it 1,000, you know, 1,000 RMS driver.
They upgraded it, didn't they, to 1,000?
I think so.
Revision.
Yeah. Hey, you know, and that's the cool thing, you know, you think you got a subwoofer can handle more, but you know what? Maybe it's designed that much more, and then the amplifiers do a little bit more too, and you match it. It works out, and that's why I tell people, you know, just go with the same brand. You can't go wrong. Well, my boss says it does this, and my kicker does this. Well, look at the fuse ratings in that case, and then take a guess. You know, and how much you're paying.
It's a mess out there, man. It's a mess out there. This is the whole reason why Derek started his channel.
Oh, you know, and that's the thing. You would think with not even just him, even though he is the biggest amp dyno guy out there, you know, there's just information. And you would think that they would start to be like, okay, well, our peak rating is this, but the actual power is this. But it is marketing, and if you match that equipment with it, it works fine. You know, you got your 1100 Boss, it works on 112. That's pretty impressive, but you know, it works. And you would think they would just kind of say, all right, we're done. You got us. We're going to adjust it. But then those people that are actually buying it, I used to count watt for watt back in the day, you know? Oh yeah, I got 3,600 watts in my trunk. Meanwhile, it's just an 1,800 watt or two 1,800 watt amplifiers max, you know, about not even.
The majority of people that buy amps do that. Now, all the people in chat, like everybody in chat's hip. They know, so you don't have to explain to them, but it's the majority of people buying this stuff are not you guys. Like, they're not hip to all this stuff, and they're just like, hey, I bought a... And you guys know, you guys deal with them. They're like, I got a 1,500 watt Riot amp. And that's a bad one to pick because that one actually does pretty close to rated. One of their amps, you know. So it's still short, but it does a lot closer than some of the other ones, but there's plenty out there. You know, Rockville has like 3 ratings for their subwoofers, 3 or 4 weights.
Yeah,
like,
but one of them's got to be right? You know,
one owns the truth. You know.
Yeah. Hey, hey, they keep us busy though. They keep us busy. We'll say that.
I love the Rockville K9s, and I actually like the dudes at Rockville. I think they're cool. But you know, I've always had a problem with the ratings. I don't like 3 or 4 different ratings. It's
just, you know, I get it. I do. You know, I even walk into Gabe's, which is a store up here. It's like it's like a Marshall's kind of J.C. Penney's, but not even. It's just they take repurposed things, they sell them. Well, now they start to do this stuff where it's like all technology in the front row before you check out. So you buy things you don't need. Well, I literally seen a boombox like 2 times A boombox this size, 1,000 watts. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, they are just stretching it as thin as they can with everything.
500 watts by 500, or 5 watts by 5 watts is probably more like it. Maybe 2.
I can get rid of all my amphitheaters, the bullfrogs, and just run that. Like, that is all I need.
That sounds like something in an Ollie's store. You guys got Ollie's?
Aldi's, oh yeah, Aldi's.
No, Ollie's.
Ollie's, no, we don't have Ollie's. I know that's that restaurant or that store.
Yeah.
It's like a Kroger's kind of.
No, it's
Walmart.
It's like a. I don't even know what to compare it to be honest with you. Big Lots, kind of, like a way more kooky Big Lots.
I like Big Lots. Hit or miss. I haven't been there in a little while. All right, guys, I'm starting to lose my voice, and it's too late to enter. El Fuego, I had to throw up your question. No, Alpha, so I'm bringing back the old school looks. That would be cool, and I feel like that would be a good marketing tactic. It seems like a lot of companies between Down for Sound and US Amps going back to that old school look. You know, for us guys that got the money in their pockets, 45 to 55, that want the old school equipment back in their car without getting one on Facebook Marketplace. You know, I think that would be, and that's their demographic, you know, more so. If you're going to come back, that's the way to do it. All right, you could see the chat, right, Rob?
Yeah, I've got it open separately.
All right, keep these guys busy. I'm going to do the giveaway, do the rigging part, and we'll get this party started.
Get it rigged up.
Riggedy, rigged.
Let's see what question we have in here. T. Corley says, isn't Jones SPL having a show next month or the month after? That I don't know. So I don't keep up with much of the shows, and I often find out about them from you guys. You guys hit me up. I'm like, oh, yeah, of course I'll go. Let's see. Dub Team says, Chinese Bluetooth speakers get louder than those weird fourth orders with 10-watt woofers in them. Yeah, probably. Cracker says, I ran virtual technology, 4 12-inch rip hammers in the VT boxes. One traveled to P2 times. Did you ever get to mess with those?
No.
Those were freaking incredible. Like, that's the first time I heard a slot ported box was I think it was probably the rip hammers in a virtual technologies box. And crazy. I still, that's one that I would collect if I got it back.
Wasn't like the plexiglass bandpass looking ones. It was more like the truck style looking kind or something.
It was one of the first ones that done the bed liner on them, and it was just a straight up slot ported box like the one I built for the Cello X.
Yeah.
No.
Nope, never have. I've ran like the Q-bomb boxes, but that's new stuff now.
Yeah.
That's new stuff. I do like that Rhino line, and that's exactly how Jake makes his, at least the one that I got from SDK. I love it because it's like kind of semi-waterproof. You spill something on it, you're good. Now, Cookie Monster Shag, not as much.
Yeah. No doubt. Larry H says, Derek broke my heart when he had the gut shot of the Hifonics ISIS. But looking one for years until I saw that. Well, man, a lot of them did that, and they say, the Hifonics people say that they did that for cooling, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I like Hifonics stuff, but that amp in particular was one of the cheaters, and even back when I was collecting, that amp's still like a $700 amp. I would suspect now if you went to buy one, it'd be like $1,000 or $1,200 for not a great amp.
And that's the thing. Power was so expensive back then. And, you know, it was like the norm of $1 a watt. Now it's what, 25 cents and under a watt now, it seems like? You know?
I think it's, at some point, you're under 10 cents a watt.
Wow.
So
that's crazy. That's not, is it, that's with, let me think, what would be under 10 cents a watt? Terra amps and maybe Setstem, maybe the cheaper style of Brazilian. I think that would be, yeah. You know,
Terra amps probably right around that range. If Fuego said old school Orion amp build coming, oh man.
Oh
man.
Ooh. I know he likes that Orion. He's got what, the 2150, I think it is, or something like that.
He's got a lot of them.
He's got a lot of them. Yes.
I got one Mint 225R that I did a little trading for him, sitting in the cabinet right behind me.
Oh man, these guys are going to be yelling at me that this is rigged.
Uh-oh, who won it? Fuego.
Oh man, it's great when like the inner circle wins, and then it's like yeah. Does Andy rig it? Does Kicker rig it?
Yeah.
Cannot confirm or deny.
Blame Bill. Bill's good to blame.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we usually do. We usually
Right,
do.
yeah,
We
yeah.
usually do. Let's see. Okay.
Let's see what we got.
Oh, we got somebody in your hometown. Well, state.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna spell that wrong. I know it. I used to be a spelling bee champion until like 5th grade when words got hard.
Dude, I was always horrible at spelling. Always.
You would think they put the state. It just says Arkansas, USA. I don't know. I mean, within that vicinity, Let's see. Oh, first. Oh, that's why. Hold on. Going backwards.
Sean's trying to trip me up here. Sundown or Savard if I had to pick one. I'm going Savard. Going Savard. I like Sundown subs. Every sub that I've bought, of course I haven't gone to the heavy ones. I essay down I've enjoyed. But I mean, come on, I'm a Savard guy.
Right, and I don't even know, does Savard have big woofers like the ZV-6 and like, I wouldn't say the Inhuman because that's going to be in a class of its own, but, ZV-4, whatever.
Go up that big. I think they just came out with the HO last year, which would be a little bit higher, but they're more my range. So I'm like with Sundown, I'm really not messing with anything over the U series. Because it's outside of what I want to do with this sub. It's great for what it's intended to do, but it's not what I'm trying to do.
Right, and it's going to be something that's, like you said, not what you're not trying to do with either power application or enclosure application. I feel like a lot of drivers just work kind of better in those big, walls, and you just load them up, and then they can just take a ton of power, and that's kind of what they're built for. But when you're trying to run a single 12, maybe that's not the best thing to do, or 15, whatever have you.
Let's see here. Vega said he's only won the Unmasked Grand Prize 5 times. # not rigged.
Well, he's been entering every week for what? It's got to be 90, 100. Well, it's been going on almost 3 years now.
See,
yeah, that's a lot of weeks.
Dude said if I win, it's definitely rigged. Listen, still, I'm not even eligible, man. Not even eligible. and he knows the word. We're just happy to be associated with Kicker. So.
Yes, absolutely. I know, but these guys get a 50% off discount code. I mean, I could use that every week, and it's crazy they give that out. I can't get over it.
It'd be good for everybody except for Uncle Bobby B, because he's the cheapest dude on YouTube now.
I kind of believe you on that for some reason, and I'm taking a wild guess with you.
If he's in chat, tell us if you're cheap or not.
He'll probably say I cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Oh, we got somebody from Canada.
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I'm just going to type in Canada because there's probably not too many people watching in Canada. And if you win, you're going to get an email from either me or Mr. Bill Frog. If you get the discount code, it's going to be for me. If you get anything else, it's from Mr. Bill Frog. I think we're set, Rob. What do you think?
Yeah, hit it.
All right, cool. Third place. Let's see. We got the tumbler, the unmasked shirt, Kicker swag pack. I think they're giving out the little pens and the lanyards and stuff alongside. They do switch it up. It depends what kind of mood Sandy's in that day. We appreciate everything the Kicker gives you guys. Third place, we know this guy, CM Enclosures.
Okay.
Congratulations, man. Thank you for watching. Absolutely. I'll let you read this one out, Rob. Second place, the EB400s and everything else with the unmasked swag pack and t-shirt goes to
Thomas C. from Arkansas. I wonder Who is that? Do we know Thomas C?
I don't know. I think there was somebody that said, I think he has his last name as his YouTube name on here. And I didn't want to put the last name because I usually don't put last names unless I like know you, and I'm like, would you look at that, But otherwise, yeah.
You're going to be happy with EP400s. I've got several pair of them. They're nice.
They really are, and they're more of the running style headphones where like they're not going to go nowhere. You have an AirPod or even the EB300s, they might fall off if you start jumping up and down all the time or whatever you're doing.
Yep.
All right, and then we got first place for the Bullfrog 100 goes to, and this is where they're going to say it's rigged. I'm telling you, this is where they're going to say it's rigged.
Ding, 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 ding. Fries are done.
Fries are done to CJ. Congratulations, man. You can give that Bullfrog 100 to Jake and just say, would you look at that? Just look at it.
Dude, or the Bullfrog 100 is I like it better than the 400. The 400, of course, sounds better, but the 100, you could literally throw it in the water. You can carry it with you anywhere. It's small, lightweight. So it gets my vote.
It's more practical, and again, diminishing returns, whatever. And I think that's why the 100 is still available. The 200 and 400 are not. And I don't want to speak out of context, but there was chip shortages and just what makes sense. But absolutely, man. And it almost fits in your cup holder, almost. Yeah. But it still has a tripod stand, so you're good to go if you don't want to do that. Yeah, the 400 is nice. I had to get one after you let me borrow that one for testing. And I found it on Goodwill, like I find all these amphitheaters, and I found it for $80. I'm like, sold. Take my money. Just
dude, that's stupid cheap for that.
Yeah, that's where all the YouTube money goes. It's just half in the studio and then half for the testing and the other quarter in the car. I don't know, whichever way you want to divvy it up. But we still have one more prize to go. So I seen 4 people jumped away, and now they're back. They're like, wait a minute. We got one more prize, a 50% off discount code from yours truly and Kicker goes to. Go ahead. Get it, Rob.
Troy at Sea Salt.
Sea salt. It looks like sea salt, don't it?
Sea salt? Yeah.
And I spelled Canada wrong. You're from Canada. Canada.
Listen, every time I think someone's from Canada, I think of the South Park episode.
I knew you were going to say it.
Like, that's what I think of, man. Same. That's what I think of every time.
Now, I used to think of it like that or just, maple leaves. But now I think of it as, I don't know if you ever watched The Handmaid and Gilead. Now it reminds me of like, oh, yeah, I want to go to Canada. Maybe I should go there now.
Yeah, I had poutine for the first time ever this year. Life-changing. It was good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't. Congratulations. Man, I appreciate all you guys, man. We had fun tonight. We really did. It's hard, but it's like if I'm going to bring anybody on the show, it's going to be on a Tuesday. Kicking it with Andy, we had Aaron, we had John, we had Remy from XS. And I'm going to go down the list, but I thought what better time than to have you on here. Plus, with that whole LTO series, I wanted to get that done, and I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to get that done and do this and film this and do that, and somehow we got it all done. We're here, and it worked.
You made it, man. You made it. Listen, I've got so many batteries back here that I haven't tested yet that I need to get testing, but there it goes, man. Like, sometimes you need a break. I had a break all summer. I had a break going into winter. So it's time to buckle up and get back into it.
Yeah, you really do need that break. I know even during summer I stopped doing the Unmasked show, the after show, just for the simple fact I wanted to relax a little bit after the Kicker show because I'm kicked up. I got my tea, it's not twisted, and some popcorn or whatever have you, and relaxing, and it's like, oh, I got to get up and get ready for the show, listen to what they're saying, talk about it, do a show. I'm like, I'm just gonna take a break. Just all summer. We're still live all the other times, but still, it was nice, and you deserve it because you've been doing this YouTube stuff for so long, and you've been doing it pretty much every week up until recently for a very long time, have you not?
Yeah, pretty much one a week, and I'll probably never go back to one a week, but I do want to do 2 a month at the very least. I'd rather spend a little. I like that, the struggle of putting a video out.
Yeah.
So what was happening was that sometimes Sunday rolled around, I needed a release. So there might be a shot or something that I wanted to get, but it's like, hey, I need to drop this video, so it's not going to be in there. It's nice to be like, hey, you know what? No video this week. I'll get that shot, put it in. We're releasing next week when it's the way I want it to be.
I know it's hard to decide what, over consistency and maybe less, not even effort, but just, less detail in each video, but have that weekly thing, what that YouTube just happens to love, or every other week. That's what I was going to do, but then it turns into these live streams and everything else. How do I fit it in? Somehow I do a little bit, but, with what you're doing, I think that's smart. Every other week, quality content, it's coming. You got all the other YouTube channels to watch in the meantime, and then Rob's going to come out with something fire, and that's how it is. Even with the YouTubers that post something once every 3 months, like Vsauce or whoever, it's on my notification, and I know it's going to be good. So as long as you make it good, they're going to tune in, man. They really are.
There you go. Mark Cardio Fab, he doesn't have a set schedule, but he'll drop some bombs on you every now and again.
Oh yeah, I know. It's like, oh, what did Mark do this time? It's something crazy every time. It's like, you watch it 30 seconds in, I could do this, and then you watch the rest, you're like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't have that. I don't know how to do that. How much does that cost? But it's awesome what he does, and I mean, he is the biggest car audio YouTuber, next to Mead, and yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, and then I think EXO, and then Derek's next in line. It's crazy, man. Really is. Really is.
Wait.
Am I forgetting somebody?
JP.
Yeah, I love JP. Love you, John. But he's more of down for sound. I think it's a little different.
Oh yeah.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
I don't count the distributors.
He's still like 400 thou. So he's still up there. So
I found some of his older videos and they were fire. I'm like, man, dude, JP was doing it.
I'm not even joking, man. Like I love Now for Sound's awesome, right? I do miss the old JP videos. Like there were some really good videos in the old stuff. Now he's just too busy. You can't do both. Like he's running, he's building a small empire over there. So you got to kind of do what you can.
That's the Corley that won. Troy Corley, you won, sir. Look for an email from me.
Oh.
24 to 48 hours, I'll get that out to you.
There we go, man. He is from my hometown, man. He is from
who is one of the biggest? Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Depends which way you look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Would you look at that?
Yeah.
All right.
Doing your thing over there.
Show's going sideways. I love you guys. Man, you've been awesome, Rob, and everybody in the chat. Thank you for watching. And Rob, I need you to stay to the end because you're going to pick out the caboose. And the OGs, they know what the caboose is. So make sure you stay till the end.
All right. I will be here.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, stay living loud. This was Kicking with Andy with Mr. HifiVega. See you at the caboose.
See ya.
Let's get it.
With Andy, kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy,
Uh-oh.
kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy, kicking it with Andy,
Okay. I see what we're doing. Kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. Living loud. Hey, yo, we kicking it with Andy at the house. He's coming to you live from the casting couch. He's a kicker freak. Hey, yo, what you think? So grab a seat and get your favorite drink. Don't go nowhere, you'll be glad you waited. Andy content comes highly rated. He got more hits than a Brooklyn mobster. Doing hair tricks in the Cookie Monster. Straight give you goosebumps like you ticklish. Hey yo, rest in peace to Chris the Fish. You get your popcorn and he's going live. But the show don't start till Deviant arrives. What?
kicking it with Andy, 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 kicking it with
broke up to learn some sound effects. Met some good peeps, now chillin', relax. The after show is lit, yo, check the live chat. And there's a clip, you wanna try that. Kicking it with Andy is such a dope show. He stays super positive and a super chill bro. Making us laugh with his McGill memes. Quality content in all of his streams. Why does Cookie Monster bang harder than a wall? Cause he was the big brand name that started it all. Kick a bass so low that it's messing with your psyche. Y'all running sketcher while my homie running Nike. My homie running Nike. My homie running Nike. My homie running Nike.
Cornut's trying to get it. That's two.
Hey, Johnny.
Shots have been fired.
We got this next one. Yeah. Hey, yo, check me out. Third verse like that, we say the best for last. Drop a super chat to get your questions asked. 5K subs, yo, he gon' hit. Got a L7X and a Recon kit. Tuesday and Friday, yo, we on the set. Unless he get that Patreon check, go ahead, subscribe, and he's on the mic. If you gotta run by, please hit the like. Solo and Wiz got that fish tank filled, but is he ever gonna finish that Walmart build? Ain't got a witness, so we'll never know. That was 3 minutes, now enjoy the show. Let's go.
My homie running Nike.
Hey, yo, Andy. We love you, boy. Keep doing your thing, King. You got this.
My homie running Nike.
You hear that? I hear something.
CJ coming in hot.
He's coming in. CJ and Cornut both tried coming in with the early seats to the caboose, but does anybody else time it out before we end the show? And air hockey, definitely, man. Definitely. I don't know. Cornut would be the guy to beat. And this another show. Yeah, it's another show.
I'm the champ around here.
I just see one over here. There's another one. It's not coming up. There it is, John. John's coming in. Is that it, Rob? You calling it?
That's it. Sean
That
King.
is it. See you guys. Love ya. Stay living loud. Thank you, Rob.